What's going on, everybody? Today is our first day after leaving Mount Rainier, and we are in Smith Rock State Park in Oregon. So this park seems to be it's surprisingly deserty. That's what really surprised me. It reminds me a lot of the Grand Canyon or some of the hikes over in Arizona, because as you can see, it's like very deserty plants, and it's like a canyon. So it's super nice. It's exactly the type of hike that I really enjoy. Definitely no poison ivy here. Michael said this loop is a little over 3 miles, right? And it's just really pretty view. We're pretty high up. We'll show some panoramas of what we're seeing, but it's just really nice. There are some climbers over by the rocks, and we've gone past a couple of different climbing trails, but I'm glad we made this stop, because like I said, this is exactly the hike that I like. But we're gonna keep going and we'll bring you in. So before we get into our review of the actual state park, I want to talk about something that was really special that happened there. And God has kind of placed this in different places as we've been going on our trip. But we actually had this really fantastic opportunity to do a hike with this really nice kid named Alec. And I say kid, but he's somewhere between Michael and my age. And we were talking to him, and we were just talking about a bunch of different stuff. And Jesus being the conversation that we both love to have, that's eventually what we moved into. And he was not Christian, he was not really religious, but different people had tried to talk to him about Jesus, but not in the right way. And he had really been given a messed up, weak version of the gospel or of the Bible. And I say weak because the real Bible is so strong. And so one of the things that we were super blessed to be able to do is able to talk to him about what the gospel really is. And so I thought this would be an awesome opportunity for us to be able to clear up what the gospel really is for anybody who's heard about Christianity and just didn't hear the right story. So the Bible starts off that God creates all these different things. He creates the world, he creates man, he creates the animals, and he gives different rules. And right off the bat, man turns to sin and separates himself from God. So that's the beginning of the Bible. We were created by God to be perfect, but we turned to sin and separated ourselves from God. So now we have this gap between us and God, and we can't reach God. And so God leads his people. He chooses his people, the Israelites, and he leads his people, and he gives them the 10 commandments. And he says, okay, for you to come to me, because I'm perfect, all you got to do is just follow the 10 commandments. And so you go through the 10 commandments, and if not all of them, we find that we've broken tons of them. Even ones where the 10 commandments say, thou shalt not commit adultery. And Jesus says, you've heard it said that thou shalt not commit adultery, but I say if you even look at a woman with lust, you commit adultery with her in your heart. Which means God not only sees what you do, but he sees what you're thinking. And we realize that none of us are good. None of us are good enough that we can have a union with God. So what are we going to do to remedy this situation? And the gospel, the good news, is that God did the thing to remedy this situation. He sent his son down, Jesus Christ, to live the perfect life that we were supposed to live and die the sinner's death that we were supposed to die. And because of that, we can put our faith in him, and just like he said on the cross, it is finished. In other words, the debt has been paid. He will pay off our debt to God, our debt in sin. And because of that, we can have union with God, not just in the next life, in heaven, but in this life too. We can live this life as though we are living through Jesus. And that's what the gospel is, and that's what we walked this young man who we met on the hike through. And he didn't turn to God, he didn't fall on his knees, and I don't know where he is now if he's listening to this, but now he has a clear view of what the gospel is. And what he did say is that makes a lot more sense than what I heard before, because what he heard before was, just like many people have heard, works-based. oh, if you want to go to heaven, you got to be a good person, you got to be nice, you got to give money to the church, you got to do this or that. And that's not what the gospel is. The gospel is you're not a good person. You can't be a good person because a lying, thieving, adulterer, murderer can't be a good person. So what you need to do is fall on the graciousness of the judge, God, and allow Jesus Christ to pay your fine. And so that's the gospel.
Smith Rock was really, really beautiful, and just, nothing spectacular, but really just perfect for what we needed.
I thought it was a good state park. It's not a national park. It's not huge. But yeah, I mean, I think it was great for one day. It was perfect for one day. It was really a nice hike. I really like that monkey face, that rock, the monkey face that looks just like a monkey. It's really shocking. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you have any questions about the state park or anything about the gospel, leave a comment in the comment section. And as always, have a blessed day.